Welcome back to Launch Your Light, a podcast that covers the soul and strategy of running a business and sharing your heart's work with the world. All right, today I want to talk about something that has been helping me, a tool I've used to help me really organize my business as I'm growing it, as I'm trying to scale it. And I call this tool calling in your next 100. If you've been following me for a while online, you see I started talking about this probably last summer. And what's been happening in my world, why I'm bringing this up, why I'm using this as a tool, is I've gotten to the place where I've worked privately with 111 small businesses, meaning small businesses or missions run by women. I hit 111 last year before I crossed into 2025. I also am doing a lot of back end organizing as I'm trying to get ready for the next 100. And I had 103 people come into my portal, like into my library, having access to my courses. So I've hit this 100. Mind you, I've had hundreds of people come into like my free events or challenges, classes, workshops, master classes. Like, so I'm in that 100 mark, hundreds, let alone the 1,000 I've probably helped, supported, and inspired over the years. And it's okay to sit back and celebrate yourself on this stuff, people. All right? Because our society just wants you to like plow past it. That's not enough. You may be listening to these numbers and going, oh, I have 1,000 in my business. I have 1,000 students. That's not enough for me. Or you may be just working with the first 10 people coming into your vision, into your mission, into your work, and you're celebrating that. So it's really not about the numbers, okay? What it is a filter to get really clear about where you are in business, what you could handle, and the things you need to do, the organizing, the restructuring, the support systems, the foundation, the visibility, and the launching of the next steps in your business. So for me, when I started to get there, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, I've worked with this many. I'm calling the next 100. And it actually became a prayer that I was going down and saying at the water in the bay every day. So I've pretty much spent like all fall walking the kids, walking the dog, walking myself, and stopping right at the foot of the water and just saying, my work is ready for the eyes and the ears and the hearts and the souls of the people who need it. Let's fucking go. I'm calling in the next 100. So I just kept doing that and just kept doing it. And when we do that, when we set out that intention, we put out the prayer, we're putting out that vibration out of our mouth, right? And I'm putting over water, which sends and transports that vibration all over the world, baby. I then started to run it down and bring it down the manifestation current. I did this in another episode, so go listen to that podcast episode if you're curious about pulling it down the manifestation current. But basically, it starts to show up in reality more. And what it started to look like for me was that I needed a new product. I needed a product that actually encapsulated all of the different avenues and the ways to work with Jayme Gray. So I decided, this is all insider information for my podcast listeners because I haven't announced this yet. But I am doing the behind the scenes of organizing a business school. Basically, I've been doing this for years. I've been helping people with this for 10 years. It's been a long time that I've run businesses. Before that, I helped corporations for 7 years. And before that, I helped small business. I worked for small businesses 7 years before that. So I'm at 21 years of business education, learning, support, guidance, understanding, challenges, all of it. We started running our own businesses 10 years ago in 2015, but we became sole proprietors in 2012. So I've been doing this. I became a coach and started taking on private clients for this in the 2016, 2017 era. And then I just created. I created like the generator 5-1 Capricorn I am and haven't stopped. So I've taken the best of the best and I had all this and I was selling the biz portal. And I was selling mastermind, which is the group stuff. And then I was selling private sessions with me. And I needed a new front of door experience. I needed a new customer journey. I needed a new product. And asking myself, calling in the next 100 was the best question I needed to go. If I was going to have another 100 people come through the doors of my work, do I have my systems in place? Do I have the structure where I want it to be? Do I have the product alignment I'm looking for? And this question really helped me with that. And at first, before it became like I really landed on the business school, I started building out the curriculum. I looked at the last 10 years and all the creations I had out of me and said, if someone brand new to business was going to come in, what would they need to do? If someone who's just a soul searcher was going to come in here, which of my courses are best for them? Which of the classes should they watch? If I'm working with established entrepreneurs, right, what do they actually need? Right. So, oh, it has been so much fun to do this. And even before I had this idea, I have systems set up in place. I've been doing this for years. I have all my automations. I have all my funnels. I have the websites. I have landing pages. I have sales pages. I love this stuff. I have great customer journeys, but it was it was becoming more evident to me that I really needed to like zip it up and go and look at the cracks and crevices of my business everywhere and what I need to focus on. Also, I will say that I chose to take my postpartum years to not grow my business. I let it coast. I let my business coast. I stopped growth in the fall of 2021. I had like my last big event that was bringing in like $30,000 to $50,000. Each time I stopped those and was getting pregnant with my son, my second, and could just feel the call to like, this ain't it. This wasn't it for me. The method for growth was not something. I tried it like 3 times for the whole year, and I was just like, I don't want to get stuck in this later on. And I knew a big shift was coming. And really now, hindsight, looking back, it was like, yeah, 2 books were about to fall out of me, right? Like 2 babies came out of me, and I was writing and birthing books during my birthing and postpartum years. Like, fuck yeah. And I was never going to be able to do that if I didn't like let myself have the time. But absolutely, me halting my business, me coasting my business, meaning I just kept whoever was in and whoever signed up with me in, satisfied, being worked on. They could either have the groups with me, or they could have private sessions with me, or they had access to the portal, like I've explained. Just let that coast, right? I wasn't really trying to enroll people anymore. And that went on till about 2023, late 2023 and 2024. I like came out of my postpartum cave. So I'm talking all of 2022, 2023, 2 years, 2 years off in my business, not growing my audience, not growing my platforms, not growing my visibility, literally being in a postpartum cave and just letting the good spirit come to me and through me. And these books that want to be birthed come out. And it was a beautiful experience. And I'm so glad I did that with me, because it just unleashes a whole new version of you. And more projects are coming down the pipeline. Of course they are. So again, like this whole conversation is like, I'm going to continuously bring to you the realness of running and operating and scaling and launching and putting in systems in place that you need for your business. This shit is no joke. And that's what I'm here to help people with. I love this stuff. I always say, like, I like the parts in business that most people hate. And we want to keep you in your brilliance. We want to keep you in your brilliance. You want to do the things you're here to do. You don't want to do accounting. I'm not saying I like accounting either, but I know how to do it. I learned how to do it. I had to step in and do it. And now we pay someone else to do it. I'm not talking about filing, LOL. We have a CPA, but now we're going in for our business. We own a jiu-jitsu school in town. We're going full on bookkeeping, full on, baby. You take it over. You tell us what we need to pay when. Ain't nobody got fucking time for that anymore. And depending on your design and how you like to learn, for me, I have to experience the things. I have to learn about the things, and then I can teach the things. I can't skip over a part. I can't try to teach something I don't know about. You know what I mean? And for me to really learn it is to teach it, which means I really have to learn it. Right? So there's a whole beautiful process with that. And that's what I do. That's what the school is filled with, I'll keep the name a secret until the launch comes out, but a perfect example of the spirit of that business came to me and gave me the name. I would have never chosen that name. But after a breath work session with Amy, what up, girl? Oh my God, it's a breath work. Give it to me. We get to do that once a month in our school. So come on, it's virtual, a Sunday night breathwork session. Oh, so good. I'm just so excited to reorganize this all out as a school. This feels like just the culmination, just like the celebration of all the work I've put into my passion and into my purpose over the years, and also like the elevating and lifting up in business. Another realization I came to and just like accepting in my life was that I have not only helped so many people with their businesses and with their purpose and with their mission, but I've also elevated and initiated a bunch of women into becoming business coaches. And that's something I had to really sit back and celebrate, is that I'm an initiator for that. A bunch of people will come in with their own industry, in what they're here to do. And they came into my mastermind, they came into my work, they come into my coaching within their own industry, whatever that is. Maybe it's healing, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, whatever. And then within working with me, it initiates and kicks off a whole new pathway of purpose for them, for them to go out and help those launch in their business, scale and grow and design and make money in that industry. And this to me, like I do a lot of teacher student initiations and I sign up for a lot of teachers that initiate me and I initiate a lot of people in my life. It's a cycle, right? It's a triangle of student, teacher, master over and over again. And for those of us that are on this pathway, you're going to constantly come back to student over and over again. And I love it. Like right now, I started with a new teacher, a new coach at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to be in her business school. It's an occult business school for a year at least. And I'm like, give it to me, sister. Oh, I just love it because I'm a forever student, which means I'm a forever teacher, right? And on the master part, I'm not saying I've mastered any like spiritual systems or mastered anything in business. However, when you get to a place where you have mastered a topic, a class, a process, I'm here to help you get that shit recorded, get that stuff organized so that you don't have to keep repeating yourself because knowing you, knowing me, you've got another thing coming through the pipeline, baby, and we need to let it rip. And if you're constantly just stuck on the beginner things and the beginner steps or something you're constantly repeating to yourself over and over again, it's going to be frustrating. You're gonna feel full. You're gonna feel like you're not able to move forward on your path, like you can't digest what you have. We need to get a lot of your brilliance out of you and recorded so you can move on. Who needs to hear that today, right? And that's what I've done. I'm a master of that. I look back and sometimes I have doubt. Don't get me wrong, I have doubt. I look back and I'm like, is it really good? Like, should I, like, these are calls from 2021 and 2020 and 2022 and 2023. And then I go back and start listening. I'm like, this is fucking great. This is good. Someone needs to hear this message. And I get back into my magic. And the thing is that I would never in 2025 be able to record 2021 Jayme pregnant with Goldie. You know what I mean? Like that fire, that energy, that power I had, right? I would never be able to go back and do that again. All these different versions of me that I was. We need to remember that the people who are perfect for our work are actually looking for a frequency and energy signature that's coming out of us in that moment. It simply would not be the same if I was trying to go back and record that class, that version of me now. I need to move forward with the things coming to me and through me. You feel me? So, back to calling in the next 100. This question, this filter really helped me go, what is my product? What am I actually trying to get out? How do I need to present this? How do I like forward facing, public facing, need to present my work to the world. What level am I at? I also, in my mastermind group, that's like the group coaching level, and they get a private session with me once a month. Our calls on Tuesday are called Take It to the Next Level Tuesday. Well, back to initiations. You can't name something like Take It to the Next Level Tuesday and not be put in that fucking washer machine yourself, right? So starting those calls on 11/11 and moving forward, we just completed 12 weeks. We've had 10 calls in 12 weeks. And we got on that call, and I had these women, everyone had like a 15 to 20-minute period to talk about all they have grown, all they have created, and what they've brought to life in just 12 weeks of being in my mastermind. And I literally exploded. My heart exploded. I cried a few times. I drooled. I mean, it was just like the external evidence I needed, again, to see that I am here to help so many women with their purpose work, with their creations, with what they're here to do on this planet. So yeah, I have been taking my business to the next level. Me and my husband have been taking our family business to the next level. And all of the women that rock with me are doing the same thing. And they're all doing it so organically and so uniquely. I am going to take that call I had with them and chop it up and use them as testimonies on the sales page for the business school. So that's all coming. You'll be able to see all that when the show notes of this podcast episode reflect that. Right now, they're reflecting the distraction detox. Oh my God, are we having so much fun with this? I created a distraction detox, and this is actually going to be the first thing you do. It's going to be a requirement coming into the school, coming into the biz school, because people are all over the place. They have energy leaking everywhere. They're completely distracted. They're addicted to dopamine hits over here. They're addicted to drama over here. It's a full-on distraction detox. And I drop off a beautifully written tool, a concept for you to ponder on and to sit with and to get clear about your behaviors, your patterns, how you're acting, where you want your time to go. And it's designed in a quadrant. It's designed to go up and down. It's designed to go big and small. It's designed to be impactful and really detailed. It is a beautiful, brilliant design. I don't have time to show you the back end of it right now, but it's just 28 days emailed to you with a different focus. So a lot of journaling if you're a journaler, a lot of prompting and thinking if you're just someone who gets into their mental space and thinks about it. But it is so cool. I'm running myself through it, and the writing on it is so good, and I'm getting a lot of feedback on the writing about it. That I might, once I get into the regular pattern of releasing KDPs and self-publishing, this will probably be its own book. So that it can be a guidebook for people that are coming through my school, and they can order it and buy it, besides just having it emailed. So, oh my God, the projects coming out of me. And I needed that detox too. That's why I made it. I made it for all of us that are just like completely wasting your time in other stuff or things that you can't pull your energy back on, or opening up all these social media apps all day long. Like, look at the statistics of how often the average American opens up those apps. It's been relieving. So what I did was I wasn't going to stop posting. What I did for the distraction detox, besides all the days and all the tools, I gave myself a no scroll policy for February. So I can pop on and I can post, and I can only see that one first thing that pops up. You know what I mean? Like the thing that just takes up your screen. And every time I look, I'm like, what a shit show this is out there. And I thought I'd miss it. I thought I'd be missing out. I thought I wouldn't be. It's like, it's all just insanity. I'll go as far to say so much of it is trash. So much of it is clickbait. And once you get out of it, you can really see it as that. So I'm not allowed to scroll. I can go on and post, and I see that first thing that pops up. And sometimes I literally was like, thank God I'm not giving my pure source energy to this anymore. I honestly don't even know if I want to go back to scrolling. That's how I feel about it. And a lot of my teachers that are millionaires, my coaches, I've heard from a lot of them that they delete the app off their phone after they post every single time. And they have to go into the app store or whatever and download the app every time they want to get on and post something. And why? Is that because they're so addicted? No. It's because their focus and energy is so important. It is such an asset in their business. They can't be draining it away to these apps. So I was like, okay, with that being known, that all these people who are actually making a lot of stuff and making a lot of money and have impactful businesses aren't scrolling on fucking social media all day, guys. Wake up. Come on. And I've said this in another call, not only are we scrolling and giving them all our focus, but we're giving them all this free content too. So we're creating the content and then we're consuming the content. No wonder why it's such a successful situation for the people who own these apps. Okay. Anywho, pulling back out of that, if you're feeling alive with anything I just said, go sign up for the distraction detox. As of right now, I'm recording this on what? Oh my God, it's Valentine's Day. LOL. We don't celebrate that stuff, but what a great day. So like we're halfway through it. That means these people are halfway through it. When you start, like someone just signed up yesterday, when you start, it starts day one. It starts the intro work, and then every 24 hours you get sent a new email. So it's easy. It's off social media. We have a Telegram chat if you just want to hear me audio talk it out a little bit. And we still have live calls for it. I'm doing live support calls every Saturday. So our third one, oh, that's crazy to say, our third one is happening tomorrow. But this is so important that it will be part of my business school. But I will be taking the link out probably by March 1st. The link to do it as a free experience will be out. You will not be able to find it online. So if you are hearing this, please just go sign up and get these amazing tools delivered to your inbox. Okay. Back to calling in the next 100. See how this question just exploded in my world. It helped in so many places and spaces. And I do the deep internal purging work. I do the grief work to release what I need to in my life, to let go of the things that need to go. I talk about this with my clients a lot. I was very clear in a lot of calls lately about how much I have let go of in my business and the creations I have to let die so that these new ones can come through. I think a lot of people just hold on to things that were working or their first creation or their first baby or their first business. And a lot of times, many of us are called to get to a peak in that, right? To get to a place where it's as far as it's going to go. You may have experienced this in a job, right? In a corporation or in a small business or in your family business, right? And it's just like you're just not going to excel. There's no growth. You've hit like a limit. And then you can feel this other thing coming through. And you're like, oh my me, what am I going to do? And in my world, you listen to that calling. I have a great 7-day free experience. It's called Understanding the Divine Design of Your Soul Purpose and Blueprint. It's 7 days. There's 7 videos in a row. They're like 7 minutes long. It is sexy as fuck. Oh my God. It is such like a potent, powerful experience. Go in my link tree to get that. And on my website, trackingnorthco.com. Yeah. Then you have to surrender to that calling, to that next level. And I will say, I am a master at that. Go look at my latest post I just wrote about the creations that have come to me and through me in a 10-year span from 2015 to 2025. And it's incredible to look back. And I'm like, thank God I listened to myself when my spirit said, go, it's time to do something else. And I'll make another call about that because there's actually a lot of healing in that. There's a lot of depth to that conversation, and it's too much for this call right now. And it can get very emotional. So I'm not going to bring that up right now because it's not that easy. And if you're having trouble with this, come find me as a mentor because you can't handle both. In most cases, if you're being called to something else and being called to lay something to rest, it's time. And a lot of people have a hard time with this because we're not taught that in our society. We're not taught about death. We're not taught about loss. We're not taught about how to grieve. So, of course, we don't know how to do that when we're talking about our business we have to walk away from. So, a lot of people feel solace with me. They feel comfort sitting with me in this process. And that's where a lot of my druidry comes out too, right? Really honoring the cycles and phases of life here on earth. And that's why I implement these topics into my business work. So, calling on the next 100. I am so excited to see who comes through the doors of this as a business school. There will be 3 pathways. The pathway of the soul searcher, someone who's like, I know I have soul purpose. This life is not doing it for me. I feel like I need to break out of boxes. I'm being called to these things. I've got these great ideas. I can't work at this job anymore. It's sucking the life out of me, like that person. I have got course after course after course, classes, processes, journaling. You will be busy for 6 months to a year in the school, just in the soul searching level with me. Okay. And then we've got the beginner in biz, the person who's like, okay, doing the damn thing. I've done the damn thing. I've launched it. I'm doing it. I'm pretty clear about my product. What's an offer suite? Wait, how do I design that? Okay, I think I need sales pages. How do I make those? Okay, thank you. You know, that kind of vibe, like beginner, just kind of like, okay, I did the damn thing. I'm stepping over that threshold. Now what? Oh, sister friend. Will I keep you busy for a year to 2 years at least? And I'm giving you these realistic timelines because a lot of people are like, you can do that for 3 months. The fuck you can. No, no. You need to give yourself the time and space because this isn't just launching a business. This isn't just like getting a product out. This isn't about product reveals, guys. This is about energetically changing who you are, stepping into the next version of you. And that's some shit. That takes time. There's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of evidence of the old version of you, and there's a lot of evidence of the new version of you when you are in that hallway, and it is uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie to you. Anyone promising this shit in a month, in 30 days, in 12 weeks, nah, nah. You go find that. Go enjoy that. We're not doing that in my world. It will take you 1 to 2 years to get your business up and running and making regular money. At least. That's some real talk for you. And I am serious about that because I know this from experience and I've helped hundreds of people do the same thing. It takes time. You are birthing a new version of you. You are gestating a creation onto the planet. This shit takes time. Find someone who will actually sit in that truth with you. All right. Then we have the established entrepreneur. So, okay, so soul searcher is like not in business. Beginner in business is 0 to 10K vibe. And these are just parameters. I'm not saying you have to do this and you have to get to that, but it just gives you a good idea of like, okay, I'm in that bucket still. And then established entrepreneurs are usually like 10K plus a month. Like they have figured that out. They have done everything we just said in those 2 to 3 years of beginner in business. They've got a great foundation, but maybe we need to look at the cracks. They have systems in place or they don't. And now they're scaling and now they're busting at the seams and now they're fucking spiraling. And now they need those systems, right? Or they need to grow their brand visibility and getting their work out there and show up in a way they haven't been able to yet. So a lot of the established entrepreneur, we bring in a lot of soul work again. It's not going to be, oh, go watch this course. No, 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 no. That's not what an established entrepreneur means. What I like to teach them is that we are integrating their light into their shadow. We are integrating their soul and their shadow together. And really addressing all of the big energy blocks they have while simultaneously building up a very strong foundation of a house that will hold their business. So it's more one-on-one time with me. It's more live group stuff. It's more, hey, I've got a block with this. Hey, I've got a tech question with this. Hey, can you help me figure out a customer journey? I'm in between three different platforms. Like this was just today, like in my bathroom, I'm like listening to one of these established entrepreneur, already making money, has all this stuff, has done this for years, made lots of money doing something. And now we're in between, like really getting clear about the three different systems she needs to use to make it all flow in a way that she won't have to come back and redesign it 6 months later. And it's like choosing one of those systems, and she's got three of them. It's like that nitty gritty type of stuff where you're like, no, a course isn't going to help me with that. I need you, right? And that's what you're paying for. So there will be, I do want to say, and the bigger thing, like the retention level of that is that you can go from soul searcher to then into beginner in biz, right? And then be with me for 3 years, right? And then you can go from beginner in biz into established entrepreneurs and be with me for 2 to 3 years. And then you can be an established entrepreneur with me for years. And I'm saying years because I like to work with clients who want to work with me for years, right? Like that is my jam. I'm not here to like, get you in and wheel you out in a couple months. I get to sit there after 3 years and you show me, or maybe it's a year for one project, that's a year, but some of my clients I've been rolling with for 2 to 3 years are showing me the brilliant next versions of them that are finally landing, that have finally come through. And I've got like, I'm just like, I was so moved. I was crying. And watching them in their light say, this is me. This is what I've done. Look at what I've created over the last 3 years. It's just remarkable. I'm so content. Like on a soul level, I'm so content. Yes, I have so much more to do and I have so much more to go and I have so many more books to get out and creations coming out of me and this and that, but it's like, I am content. And I think a lot of people aren't content in their lives like right now at all. And I'm here to help you with that. Next level after that is that I will be bringing back my global retreats. So I'll be bringing people around the world together for some type of leadership retreat. I've taken groups of women before COVID to Iceland, and that was so magical. And I've brought people to New Orleans, and we have other trips set up. I'm being really called to bring people to Ireland and France, and who knows? So who knows? And islands, that's next. But I still have babies weaning on the boob. So like, I'm here for now. I'm here with you, right here with you for now. There will be 3 levels, the 3 levels of coming into this business. School for women is going to be just classes only. Classes only. That's great for like the soul searcher person. Like classes only. I just want to take all the Jayme Gray stuff that she's telling me to take, courses in a row, following a curriculum, and having a freaking blast. Classes only. It's going to be about like $97 a month. And you get access to me and any of my live teachings that happen on Fridays. Not every Friday, but they happen most Fridays. Then we're going to have group classes and group, right? That is the group coaching, take it to the next level on Tuesdays. This is for like beginner and business level up, okay? You have to have a business, like that is not for the soul searcher, so don't even waste your time on that. And then we're going to have the classes plus group plus a private, and that will be one private a month with me. The price on the group one, I think I'm settling on like $247. So it'll be about $250 a month for you to hop on those group coaching calls and have access to the entire library and the curriculum. Basically, you guys will be checking in with me. It's not like, here's your curriculum, go follow it. I'm really gonna, like, from the beginner and business level up, it's gonna be very much like you answer these questions and you're onboarding with me. I get clear about your business and where you're at. And I say, I think you should go watch that, go read about that course. And I think that's where you need to be. So you don't end up all over the place. And you'll be checking in with me when you're done with your work over and over and over again, which is so great. My teacher does this with me, and it just gives you that level of accountability of like, yep, I'm still here. Hey, I've got my eyes on you. Hey, how's that project? Yeah, oh, you made a sales page? Send me the fucking sales page. Let's celebrate you. Yes, yes. Right? And then the level to have a private with me, I think it's going to be like $447 for that. My time is running out. I'll be completely fucking honest with you. I am pretty capped for privates. I am ending a bunch of packages right now, and that feels good because I don't have that much time. As you can tell, we run 2 businesses. We have 2 kids. I homeschool and wild school them. And like I have, like right now, I have a mother's helper and I have nannies come in. and help me for like a few hours a day, but that's it. And my husband has them too for a bit of time. We're full on. And I'm writing books and I've got other writing projects and I'm doing things like launching a fucking business school. So here we are. So if you want private sessions with me and you want my eyes like personally focused on your business, you've got to pay for it. So it'll probably be around that like 447. All right. Back to the calling in the next 100. Does this make sense now? Do you see how this one question can just really blow the cap off of your mind and help you get really clear? If you are going to call in the next 100 into your work right now, what would you have to do? What would you have to build in your business to handle that? What would you have to do to get them? Where would you have to grow? Would you have to show up more? Would you have to create more? Would you need to finally do that nurture sequence I've been talking about for 2 years for you and your business? Would you need to get your business on something that's more tangible, like a website or a funnel or a sales page system, right? Would you need to expand your reach and start showing up places like on podcast or online and in groups and on other people's stages, right? What would you have to do to call in the next 100? It's a great question. All right, I'm going to leave you at that because I think I've been rocking for at least 30 minutes. Love you all so much. Love this podcast. And we have been hearing from some amazing women. I have been crying with these women. I have been laughing with these women. I was in full shock with a bunch of these women's story. I have been interviewing some phenomenal people. Can you please go listen to those episodes? Scroll through the episodes, see the different topics. Absolutely inspiring to hear these everyday women out there doing the damn thing, sharing their light with the world. Please go listen to some of them. It has literally, it's medicine for my soul, and I know it is for you as well. They have been getting so many listens, so I know it is for others as well. All right, this was so much fun talking to you guys today. I'll come back with another solo topic again. So much love to you all. Launch your light. Talk soon. Bye.